All right, so here we're going to cover our support and resistance. So we're going to go over what support and resistance is, what the actual bots that we have inside of the Discord are that regard support and resistance, and how you can trade support and resistance. So inside of the Discord, we have what's called SupRes, which stands for support resistance, and we have it on the majors, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then we have it on altcoins as well. We have it on high caps and we have it on low caps, and we offer the support and resistance levels on the 15-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily time frame. So if we come into here, you simply click any one of these buttons to generate the levels. Same with the altcoins here, drop down menu, just click one and it will instantly generate you these levels. And let's go here to Bitcoin. We'll click the 4 hour, and you can see here, support are the ones below price and resistance are the ones above price. With these levels, we're going to take some and throw them on the chart, and I'm going to explain to you what support and resistance is, as well as how you can trade it. So we've taken two levels from the support and resistance chart that we generated there that I'm going to use to explain to you what support and resistance actually is. So in essence, support is a level that price finds where there are actual buyers who are willing to step in, and resistance is the opposite of that. It's resistance. It's where price is finding resistance because there are more sellers than there are buyers. So resistance is when there are more sellers than there are buyers, and support is when there are more buyers than there are sellers. So our levels that you guys see inside of the Discord here are actually pulled from 3 years worth of data. So instead of having to eyeball these levels, which typically traders have to do, this is literally pulled from 3 years worth of data, giving you guys concrete data-driven mathematical levels to play. So as you can see, what happens here is this was previously support. You can see price every time it came into this level was support. There was clearly buyers more than there were sellers. You can see here that we actually came down, we tested it again, and we lost the level, right? So more sellers than buyers were willing to step in here. So we dropped down to the next support level. Okay, what happened at the next support level? Clearly, buyers were willing to step in and they overpowered sellers. And again, we come up to the resistance where once again, there are not enough buyers to push us through to flip the actual resistance. And once again, we test the support. And again, same thing over and over. And this is what you call a range, right? This point here, there are more sellers willing to step in. This point here, there are more buyers willing to step in. So the price is ranging in between these two. Now, the same way that we lost the previous support and flipped it into resistance, that can happen again here, where we flip this here. What was once resistance now gets flipped into support. And the opposite can happen too, where right here, price is being supported 3 times, but if we lose this level, it now becomes resistance. And you look for the next level below of support that you would see on the charts generated for you guys. The higher the time frame, the stronger the level. So if it's a 15-minute support or a 1 hour support, it's not going to be as strong as a 4 hour support resistance, and a 4 hour is not going to be as strong as a daily. So the higher the time frame, the better the level. Now, how do you play this? Well, when we're ranging like this, for example, when price brackets between once or twice, you can look for the support to actually hold and test back up to the resistance, and again, vice versa. You can drop things down onto lower time frames, obviously. So if you look here where price was coming into the actual support, right, you could have had your stop somewhere below this low, expecting even just a sweep, testing up to these highs. Right, so you could have scalped when price came back into this support here. You could have DCA'd down into the sweep, however you wanted to do it. You could have dropped it down and looked for lower time frame divergences, different things like that, however you actually personally trade. And you could have scalped from the support back up to the resistance. Once again, as you reach the resistance, you have some triggers for a trade as well. Target down for the sweep here, put your stops above here. You come back up to the resistance, you sweep these highs, get a nice little wick here. You could scalp with your stop above it, and you can ride that down. The other thing that you can do that we also spoke about is say this here. So this is where it actually lost the support after it had been holding it all of these times here. You can see support held, support held, Support came down, but it's still held. And now this time you can see it's kind of weakening, and you can see once we break this trend, and we also lose the 4-hour resistance, you could have taken a scalp with your stops above here, for example, targeting that next level that you had on your chart generated from those bots that we have. So these are different ways that you can play either a rejection at resistance, play for a bounce at support, or you can look to play a flip of the level. Let's take a look here. Say price was to do something like this, and then you get a rejection here. You can look to short this loss of the level and then target wherever the next H4 support is, right? Or a sweep of this, or however you want to play it. The same goes, lost the level, acting as resistance, it's acting as resistance. Say price comes up like this, and we push higher. You can then look to take a scalp based on however you trade, whether that is structure, whether that's RSI, whether that is sweeps, whatever you use to trade your own PA. These are just very, very strong levels, again, generated from 3 years worth of data that you can use to play off of. Flip the level. You can take a scalp here with your invalidation being a loss of the level again. Target the next resistance above, wherever that may be from those charts. So this is a general overview of what support and resistance actually are, as well as how you can look to play them and where you can find them inside of the Discord. And like I said, if you take a look here, we have it across a ton of different altcoins, high caps, as well as low caps on the daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, and 15-minute time frames.